Hi, let's talk today about creating assignments in Think Central, and along with those assignments we will include creating assessment assignments in Think Central. Once I'm logged into my teacher account in Think Central, I can click on this assignments tab right here or down in this section down here. And it takes me to an assignment page. This area up here is for finding assignments that were created in the past. So we're not going to use that area. We're actually going to use one of these two. Let's add a test as an assignment first for our students. So click on Add Test. It takes us to this window and we need to select our subject and our grade level. And at that point we have one or more resources that are available. I'm doing journeys in this particular segment, but really this is fairly generic. This is how you do assignments regardless of the subject in Think Central. So I click on Find, and it brings me to all of my assessment assignments that are available. Now if I were to click on the blue link here, it will actually open up the assessment for me so I can preview it. I may be able to print it. If I click on Expand All, it's going to give me a preview of this test and show me the right answers as well. But if I just simply click on Assign, this happens to be a weekly test. Know that these tests are identical to your print versions of the tests. I just put a check mark up in the Assign column and click on Assign. It takes me to this page and asks me to give my assignment a name. So I'm going to say Weekly Test, Lesson 1. It has a generic due for our students. I'm going to give them a little bit better instructions. I select my class that's been created in a prior session. If I had groups, I could say only certain groups to take this. If I just wanted one student, I could just click the one and say Add, or if I wanted all the students, I could say Add All, or if I've set up groups again, I could say which group. Let's take a look at what's at the bottom of the screen here, because this is important information. You'll see that right now I'm saying that it can be available this day till this day at any time during that day. But I have the rights to tell it what dates available and exactly what time. And in fact, I can actually require a student to use a password in order to access this assessment. If I want to have that little extra control and want to know really where that student is when they're taking that test, I can assign a password. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Do I want them to have the ability to pause tests? Do I want them to be able to see their answers? And in fact, this looks like it's an apparently long test, so I can select just certain sections if I'd like to do that as well. And I'm going to do that. Now it's displaying those sections for me, and I can say, you know, I just want the vocabulary right now. It looks like it's all multiple choice. Let me just give that vocabulary section right now, and we'll hold off on the comprehension and the phonics section, and click on Save. Takes me back to this screen, and all I do is click on Save, and now that student has that test assigned to them. Let's go ahead and log out as the teacher and log in as the student and take a look at that test that the student is going to access. Okay, so my student is logged in. Again, my student can always click on Library and use any of these resources that are here that have been put in their account by their teacher when the teacher set up the class. But the student in this case wants to click on Things to Do. They click on the test. It opens up the test for them. Oh, I see there's that password that we entered. Highly secure. I gave it the word password. And it gives the student a little bit of information and allows them to go ahead and start the test. That pretty well concludes this session on making assignments and how your students then will access those assignments. So enjoy the resources in Think Central.